Thank you, Ian. This story involved three of us. We normally go out in threes with at least one member of each gender in the group. And we were coming down the high street, and there was a young girl of 16, 17 snogging very deeply with a man a little bit older, and it didn't feel quite right, and we were worried for her. And the lady in our group approached her and asked her if she was all right, and she immediately said that she was very frightened and very worried. She'd gone out with her elder sister and her elder sister's friend, who told her she'd have a really good time, it would be most exciting, and she got separated from her sister. And she felt very lost and vulnerable. She had no money with her. This Asian guy had bought her a drink, and she felt she owed him a snog, and she wasn't quite sure what she did and didn't owe him. And we stayed with her and talked with her. She'd run her parents, who lived in an outlying village and were coming as quickly as they could, and we stayed with her until they arrived, and all were greatly relieved. And I'll leave it to your imagination how that story might have run if we hadn't been there at that moment.
This one evening we encountered a gang and had come down to Bedford to cause some trouble, and they were in the middle of going to start a really big fight. We were able to calm them down, and then they started provoking the police, and so we was able to talk to them and ask, what was this all about? And they said that they felt that they had been, been prejudiced against because of their colour. And so we were able to talk to them about prejudice, all kinds of prejudice, and I was able to say that my daughter was a police officer and that she had prejudice because people only saw her uniform and didn't actually see the person behind it. We really spoke about prejudice, and it was really good because they came down again the next weekend, and we were able to continue that conversation with them, and they were much more relaxed when they come down the next Saturday, and they weren't really looking for trouble, but they were actually looking for us to talk to, so that was a real privilege.
Hi, my name's Paul. One of the many incidents that sort of stood out for me really was back in November. We're down in High Street, and a couple of door staff from Harvey's called us over. There was a couple of young girls who had got caught up in a bit of trouble there, and the table had fallen over onto one of the young girls' foot. It was really badly sort of bruised, and she couldn't walk on it, and some glass had been smashed, and a great gash in her arm. And they'd done a bit of first aid, and I actually taken out some first aid equipment. So I had to clean it all up, give her some support. She was really quite angry and frustrated that she'd been out on the night with her friend and it's been cut short. She didn't want to go to A&E whatsoever, but we managed to persuade her that you need to get an X-ray of your foot. You're probably going to need stitches in your arm. So we had to support her while we're waiting for the paramedics to turn up. And they were busy at the Cross Keys, a bit busy like that one. So just have a good support. It was really cold, she had nothing on, so we had to give her a jacket and just keep her warm, and just hear her story of what happened really, so she could sort of let it all out. But eventually the ambulance man came up and we had to do a handover and got a wheelchair and packed her off to hospital.
It struck me quite strongly very early on in the Street Angels. I was outside one of the nightclubs very early in the morning, and a chap was having a pint outside, and he sort of sidled up beside me and said, "What are you doing?" and asked me questions about why I was doing it, etc. And then he revealed to me that although he was very successful in the sports career, he felt his life was going in the wrong direction. And I didn't expect he would reveal private matters in the middle of the street outside a nightclub. But he felt he'd done some bad things, and he was hard on the drink, and he wanted to change direction. And at one stage we got talking about God and faith and the Bible. And he wanted a Bible, so I gave him a New Testament, just a short New Testament, and left it like that. But a good few weeks later, he came up to me again in the high street and said, "Where have you been?" And I hadn't been out all that much because I'd been away. He said, "I've been looking for you to thank you," he said. I began reading that Bible and he mentioned about John's Gospel and its story about Jesus and who Jesus is. And he said, "You know, things are looking up and my life is taking a different direction." And I think that was reward enough for going out there in the streets. Thank you very much.
All right, Trish.
Hello.
It is Trish, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, Trish, by the way?
I'm nearly 19.
Very nearly 19. 19 on the 19th, in fact. That's just in case you would like to, send a card or a gift of some sort. So actually, Trish, you're the youngest of our street angels. That's right, isn't it?
Yes, I am.
And how long have you been with the street angels?
Roughly around 12 times.
So you've been out 12 times in the last year. That means basically you're out once a month. That is quite a big commitment, isn't it? To say the least. You've got the, can I look at my questions? I've lost my question sheet. What a surprise. Those who know me well, I'll always lose something. So, yes, about 12 times, once a month. Can you tell me why you decided to become a street angel?
Well, the idea of being a street angel grew out to me, and I just wanted to be out there and help somebody who was vulnerable.
So to help people that are vulnerable. In that case, can you tell us a story of one incident where you feel you were a help to a vulnerable person?
Okay, there was this one time we went out and we met this homeless guy. He was on the floor lying down. So we were kind of worried about him and we knelt down to see if he was okay. There was blood coming from his forehead, a gush, and he seemed drowsy and we thought he was probably drunk because he didn't seem okay. We decided he needed some kind of medical attention because that gush could have been serious. So I called the ambulance on my mobile phone and we stayed till the ambulance arrived and took him to the hospital.
Brilliant story. And a story that made a real difference to that one person. He could have been lying there for a long time before somebody else came along. Now, have you recommended street angels to your friends? Is it something you'd recommend?
Yes, I have actually. I found it a good experience to be out there and help somebody. At the end of the night, you just finish and you feel like you've done something good to someone.
It's a great feeling, isn't it, that you've done something good for someone. Thank you very much, Trish. Well done.